What up, y'all? It's Space. Let me start by giving y'all a sponsor. Today's little joint right here is going to be sponsored by this right here. Now, you already know this. Tabasco sauce, McKinley, all that good fly stuff. You've seen this, right? But this is no ordinary Tabasco sauce. This is scorpion sauce. And boy, does it put the scorch in scorpion. Extra, extra hot. How you know it's extra hot? Look, it even says it on the bottle. So yeah, this is some hot stuff. I haven't found it in a larger size than this. But trust me, they don't even need to make it in a bigger size. It's potent. It's like 2 times as strong as the big one. It'll last twice as long. All right, so now let's get to it. Apparently, I've been checking out YouTube a little bit, and there's a few people that's thinking I'm purposefully quiet about an altercation a couple days ago. I don't know, indicating or implying some sense of embarrassment that totally does not exist, as why didn't I speak on it or some shit. I'm like, why? It's already all on TV. It all got caught on camera. Much of it unbeknownst to me. So what's there to explain? Other people have explained it. Dude even 3 reports himself even broke it down a bit. Like I have no feeling of needing to explain something, right? Yeah. You could also check Reo James, Ralph Bottles. I'm gonna link their channels below. If when this video, gets up, if you don't find them there, it's just because I forgot, and then I'll put the channels up in there. Right, but everything was self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? However, there is one thing that is new information. Is like as far as what I saw, what I got out of it. I want to share with y'all what I did finally get out of the situation that no one knows. So that'll pretty much be the only new information, right? So I do got to kind of preface and backtrack so you could have an understanding of that, right? So it was Sunday, Sunday afternoon. We got the coward. If you don't know who the coward is, you'll see in a couple videos before this, you'll see undeniable, no question, he's a coward. And then we got 3 reports. The dude that put 3 reports on me that's wilding out, going through all these changes and shit, trying to fuck with my shorty and do all types of weird shit, right? 3 reports. So apparently 3 reports was doing a live stream, and the coward was rebroadcasting that live stream. So I'm checking it, and of course the coward, he has an instigating title. It says something like "Tone Space, stop the cap." And then the coward sends a reply to one of my comments on my channel saying, "Yeah, dude is out there, dude is in New York around your way looking for you right now, tough guy." And then I'm watching the live stream, and I hear a dude saying something like, "Yeah, we're going to end this today. There's going to be that, da-da-da. Ain't these your stomping grounds? Well, I'm out here today," and everything. That's 100% all the information I had to go off on, right? So I get up and I pop out. Get around the way, right? Around there. Now, from jump, God told me I was heated and everything, because what else am I supposed to think? Other than dude is trying to punk me out, trying to do an aggressive type move, right? But try to punk me out, try to do an aggressive type move, but also that him being the aggressor in this situation, he has all intentions to hit me first, right? I mean, what would anyone else think, right? So as I'm on the way there, God is telling me the whole time, just do not hit this man first. Do not hit this man first. I kept hearing it over and over again. I was heated. Just do not hit this man first. So I get around there. Then, I let it be known I'm here. I let it be known, look, I'm not hitting this man, for the police and everyone to know. Like, look, if someone gets within my space, I'm going to fuck them up. But other than that, I'm chilling. I'm just, in my area, walking around, minding my business. You know what I'm saying? That's all for what may occur after the fact, as far as potential evidence and shit like that. The nigga put 3 reports on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm walking around, letting that be known. And then I dip off, and then I come back. And I see dude across the street. I'm across the street just chilling, looking at dude. And I'm watching what his hands are doing. He has a phone in his hand still. I'm like, oh boy, this nigga's still on some sensationalism shit. But then there's a time when he puts the phone in his pocket. And I don't see anything in his hand. So I'm thinking, all right, TV time is over. Cool. And then he finally notices me. So I go across the street. And first thing he's saying is like, yo, let's talk. And his hands were like this, mad vulnerable. Let's talk. He left it wide open. I could have rocked him, socked him, dropped him, not him, or any types of occams or oppums could have occurred. But gotta think, What is that? What could transpire later? Because apparently he still had something recorded, like on his hip or some shit like that. Your Honor, as you could see in evidence right here, numbers 3752, you see both of my hands are like this in front of the camera, and I'm wishing to have a discord with this man, and he just assaulted me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling him, like, look, either if you're gonna get within my space, it wasn't even really you gotta hit me first, just get within my space. I'm gonna fuck you up. Other than that, if you're not trying to do that, get the fuck out of my face. I ain't trying to hear anything, talk, none of that, right? And I'm, of course, I'm getting loud, because I bugged out. Yeah. I'm gonna bug out. I could bug out, but in this situation, I didn't snap. There's a clear, distinct difference between two. People that know me know when I bug out and know when I snap, and they know the difference between the two. I did not snap. I bugged out, right? So basically, I see I'm getting loud in front of this nail shop or something that we were by the corner of. Someone's coming out the store and shit like that. So then I'm realizing, you know what I'm saying, I'm making a scene. Not intentional, it's just me bugging out. So then I tell the dude, I'm like, look, I know I just made a scene, I know I was loud. If you want, follow me across the street and we could take it from there, right? And I just bounced, that was it. And a lot of that y'all saw, or whatever. So what am I expected to explain? I have no idea. So let me give you the new piece of information, or what I got from it, right? Now I'm gonna take you back again to when we were in court. It's me and my woman sitting on left side, dudes are kind of like in the middle on the right side, right? As he's talking about her primarily and a little bit about me, not once did he look either of us in the eyes, not once, right? Talking about, I got 3 reports in him. He didn't look at me when he said that, and all that bullshit and nonsense that he's trying to get my girl all up in. Not once would he look at her. He did a lot of pointing. He put the finger in our direction, but he not once looked us in the eyes. Right? Let's fast forward to when we ended up catching the same flight. Again, I said it before. Had he not said anything, no one would have even known we were on the same plane. Right? When we get on the plane, I noticed there's a certain live stream going on that's talking about him, and Shorty was going to be on that live stream as well, right? So I'm like, this is before the plane takes off, where we got Wi-Fi and shit, or signals. So I'm like, yeah, I know dudes watching this very same live stream. So I'm in there cryptically saying, yo, B, look back, look back. You know what I'm saying? Like, to acknowledge me, just look back. Look at me, I'm right here. I'm a few rows behind you and shit. Look back. That no one else knew what that was except Shorty. She's the only one that knew he was on the plane with me. You know what I'm saying? That was cryptic. That was just for him. And you're going to see the theme of wanting to get the eye contact, because that's what I was going after. Look at me. You feel me? We get off so no one would have known about that. But lo and behold, he was already doing videos, live streams or whatever, talking about the shit. He's telling a whole church full of people what's going on and all this other type shit, right? I'm chilling. I have no desire or reason to get on YouTube and be in TV land with any of this. I'm just chilling, right? So when we get off the plane, we go by the exit. I'm looking at him as he's standing right there. And apparently he was recording and saying all types of shit. Yeah, he got to come through this area, da-da-da-da-da. I ain't know about any of that. I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Fuck I want to do that dumb shit for? Let everybody know. Nah. So, walking towards the plane, I look at him, and like I said, he did one of these like quick glance, and the head, started getting his neck roll on. You know what I'm saying? Getting the cricks out his neck and shit, right? So, again, remember the same theme. Didn't look me in the eyes, right? And now, when I saw him again, or when I finally saw him, when we had a little altercation of somewhat comparable, close distance, is the first time I really got to look in his eyes and see him looking back at me, right? Now, right after it happened, I ain't gonna front. I was like, oh, that nigga was shook, he was scared, da-da-da-da-da-da. Whether he was or not, that's not what this is about right here, but God told me, he said, no, my bright young man, think deeper, use more discernment in translating what you got from him and what you saw when he was looking at you, right? So that's what I wanted to share. What I saw when he locked eyes and, and reading his expressions, even body gesture and all that, I felt that he had a sympathetic longing for me to understand where he's coming from. That's what I felt from that. Like he was like, yo, I want to really lay the impression of my position, where I'm coming from, and all that. That's what I read. You feel me? And I don't even think it's mainly for me. I think he wants it with my woman. He wants her to have that understanding, but she ain't having that. So I guess he feels like, hey, I'm the conduit that could pry open some type of mediation or understanding, of his position and shit like that. But see, Shorty's on some, she ain't trying to talk. So I'm not trying to talk. He's the one that putting her through all these bitch ass changes and taking her to court and traveling and having people do this and making huge binders of shit. So why the fuck would I want to talk either? You feel me? Yeah, it's not gonna be any like, oh, we're on the same accord, me and Shorty. It's not gonna be like, oh, well, with him, I'll get him to understand this, and then he could tell her, and then that could open. Nah, ain't none of that happening. It just is what it is. She ain't on it like that, so I ain't on it like that. You know what I mean? But that's what I got. And now mind you, that whole situation of him being down there and me coming out there, my first impression, oh, he's the aggressor. He's going to be the one that sets it. And then I could do whatever. He's going to be the one that's jumping in my face. And then I could do whatever. Right? I could probably still go to jail, to be honest, even if that happened, because it's 3 reports. But at least then I could say, look, I did not touch this man until he touched me. You feel me? So that's the new piece of information of basically what I got from it, right? And then it reminds me of what's that stupid stereotype? Yeah, I heard it before, that black people only have like 2 or 3 types of palates as far as their taste buds go. What is it? Salty, sweet, and incidentally, since we already having a nice sponsor, spicy. That black people only have those 3 taste palates. It's a dumb stereotype that suggests that black people aren't cultured or well-rounded or have a palate for otherworldly things. That's basically, I don't subscribe to that, none of that, but that's where that comes from. And I kind of feel like that's what's been going on with this situation, right? Remember the theme, look into my eyes, look at me, look at me, look at me. So while motherfuckers might be thinking of things just from either bravery or cowardice, not one time I wasn't on any of that through any of the situation. I didn't give a fuck who's more brave or who's a coward or who's tough and who's not. I was never on it like that. You know what I'm saying? Again, when we were on the plane and I'm sending them cryptic messages, nobody would have known other than him. He's the one that let everyone know we were on the plane. So I just wanted him to know, to look back at me. Why'd I want him to look back at me? The same reason why I would have loved if he would have looked at us when we were in court. I want to see if he's standing on a moral ground, on a just ground. If he's going to defend, if he really defends whatever the bullshit he's doing to Shorty, if he's defending it with all his heart. And that's what you could get when someone locks eyes with you. You could get a reading or a feeling of that. But if someone's ashamed of what they're doing and they know they're on bullshit, they're not going to want to look at you. Same thing when exiting the airport. The exact same thing. So the reason is, I wasn't thinking on some, oh, this nigga scared, son. I was thinking like, yo, does this nigga really feel just in his position with all this bullshit that he's putting my woman through? That's what all that was about. It wasn't fear, bravery. It wasn't salty, sweet, spicy. It was a whole different taste palette. You feel me? I'm looking to see if he's really firmly believes all this nonsense that he's doing, that it's right, and that he firmly believes that she's all in the wrong or I'm all in the wrong or whatever. That's what I was looking for. That's what the locking eyes and the averting, that's what I was on. Not once did I give a fuck about who's scared or who's brave. And that's why God had to make me double back when I finally saw him in person. It's the first time that I really locked eyes with him. Let's talk. And I could read the expression. I could see the way the top of the thing crinkled and everything. What I got was a great desire, a longing that that I get an understanding of whatever he's on. But just me as the conduit, primarily my woman, that she understands or whatever, right? So that's pretty much all I really wanted to share with y'all as far as new information. Everything else you already see. Everything I just said, it already happened. Oh yeah, this is important. This part is important, right? Later on that day, I find out that dude did a live stream the day before. Long ass live stream, if I'm not mistaken, 3 reports. And his ass was on here talking about how he's gonna pull up the next day, being Sunday, to the Spirat. But in that live stream, he said that he wanted to talk. I don't know why motherfuckers be thinking that I'm watching their shit. I don't watch that nigga shit. I ain't know any about any of that. Had I seen that shit the day before, that he got on here saying like, yeah, I want to talk to him, I would not have popped out. I mean, to let another nigga lead charge and have you react to what they're doing, that's not the most strategic shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? For popping out, even thinking that he's on some whatever shit. But if I know a nigga want to talk, there's no talking, so I wouldn't even have popped out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about all that. I'm thinking he's gonna go there and he's gonna, try to do something and, and try to say, oh, you ain't gonna come here because if you do, I'm da 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 da. So yeah, I wouldn't have done that anyway. And then again, 3 reports. Like that's the big, that's the huge elephant in the room. If there's anyone that's thinking whatever. That's literally the elephant in the room. 3 motherfucking reports on somebody. But that's what I really wanted to say. And then, shit like that. I'm thinking more on a legal thing. I don't give a fuck on who's brave and who's a coward and all that dumb shit. And then when I'm walking off, I look at the LA shit and this nigga's still talking. I'm like, what? Because I didn't know he was recording that shit. When he was like, yeah, this, that. Because I saw him put his phone in his pocket or whatever. I was like, all right, TV time is over. Cool. And then he saw me, I saw him, went up to him, and the rest you saw, because apparently he had something like on the hip or something recording this shit or whatever, right? Whatever. So it's like when I walk off, I see him still there yapping at the same spot, talking for a long time. And then he's saying something like, yeah, I'm not listening to the whole thing, but I'm getting bits and pieces. He's like, yeah, you big and all, but I'll put you through this motherfucking window right here. I'm thinking, well, who's going to pay for that window after the window breaks? Who's going to have the vandalism charge for that window? That's all I give a fuck about. I ain't paying for any, mega expensive 84th Street and Lexington nail shop ass window. I'm sorry. It ain't worth throwing a nigga through there, getting thrown through it, or none of that. So, that's where I was at it the whole time. Yeah, I bugged out. But I was smart enough not to snap, and it is what it is. But enough of this, man. You got it. You got the new information as far as something that requires a little more depth than just salty, sweet, and spicy. You know what I mean? You got to broaden your palate to really understand what I'm talking about, and what I was talking about from jump. The reason to lock eyes and to what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not just salty, sweet, and spicy. There's other palates out there. Broaden your palate, my people. Right? So, I think that's it. Yeah, niggas think I ain't gonna pop out and do a video for what? What else do I gotta say? That's the only new shit that you got. Everything else is already self-explanatory. But hey, if it's good TV to y'all, it's good TV. Stay entertained, right? And I will close out by saying the instigator that heavily instigated all this, the only reason why I knew that this shit was going on, you could watch previous videos. I think the last 1 or 2 videos, you'll see a true coward. You will see, no question about it, a straight up bitch. And that's on that LA dude that sexually violates women. So do check that out.